Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the BCB podcast. The summer break is almost over. BCB back in action in Torquay in a week's time. But for now, coming on this week's show, I'm joined by Ryan Kelly once again. Ryan, great to have you on. I know you've got a lot to say. We last saw you in action against Brad Pauls on the 13th of May. Very,
Yeah,
very close fight down at the O2 Arena, losing on a split decision. A lot of people had it your way. Some people had it a draw, but Brad Paul's come away with the win. First of all, how did you find that experience down there, and what's been going on the last few months? There's been plenty to say between yourself and Brad.
yeah. To be honest, when I was in the fight, I didn't actually find. I felt like I was actually cruising the fight. I didn't find myself out the comfort zone at all. Um, I felt that the fight was all mine to win, but watching it back, I've seen more that I could have done. But saying that, I still think there was only one clear winner on that day, and for Terry O'Connor to have it 4 rounds to me, and the other two were so close, it baffles me. So, but I enjoyed the experience, and it was good to be involved in the big show, and it was a great experience. But the result let the whole experience down.
So at the end of that 10th round, obviously in your corner, what was the feeling like? Did you think that you'd got the decision? I know obviously sometimes it is so difficult when you're in the fight to get a good gauge of how the scoring is going. But were yourself, was your team confident going into the scorecards being read out?
Everyone in the corner, and my corner was full of just real people. Errol Johnson was in my corner. John Costello, Talab. They're all they don't beat around the bush. We was in no doubt that I'd won the fight. Honestly, there was no doubt. And after the fight, when the result was announced, the first thing Brad come over and said to me, he didn't even celebrate. He come over and said, "I'm sorry about the result." And I said, "There's nothing you can do about it." His own his trainer and his second trainer came over and said the exact same thing. So it's
Now,
just it's one of those sickness, but hopefully we can get it going again.
now those scorecards, as you say, Terry O'Connor 97-93 to yourself, and then Mark Lyson and Mark Bates had it 96-94 and 96-95 respectively. Since that day, obviously there's been a lot of chatter and a lot of things going on over social media. I mean, Brad Paul's unbeaten, touted certainly as a good prospect. As far as you're concerned and your camp's concerned, an immediate rematch made total sense. However, we're a few months down the line and it doesn't appear much is happening with it. What's the latest?
So I remember it happening. So a few weeks after the fight, I say a few weeks. I had around about 10 days out of the gym after the fight, and then I got straight back into training. We then got the phone call around about 3 weeks after that fight, saying I got the phone call from Errol saying the rematch is happening. We're just waiting on everything to be confirmed, but the date is the 10th of September. So I immediately jumped straight back into serious camp diet. Everything was 100%. Then a couple of weeks into the camp, we get another phone call that he's pulled out. So we're left in what's going on? How can this happen? So I done what most people would do and took to social media, and I'm trying to build that fight. I want to build the rematch with him. So what he's going to do is he's going to block me off all the socials, so I can't now communicate with him. So the latest on it is my trainer got in touch with his trainer, and he left him a voice note. He's now called John and told John that there's more to it. They both accepted the fight, but they want it for a title.
Mhm.
They want something on the line, which great. I don't care as long as I get that rematch. That's all I'm gunning for. I can't really move on until I put that right.
Yeah.
You know, I've lost before, but this one no loss. I know, and everyone in that venue that day knew. So you know, we've just got to keep pushing. Hopefully, the Sourlands and Wasserman can come up with a solution to get the fight going.
This time of year is when we do start to see, obviously, Wasserman put a show out with Nathan Gorman, they've announced, and you do tend to see, yeah, things get sewn up as we head into sort of the back end of the year. But is there any other opportunities, any of the focus you've been on? Obviously, I know based on that performance, it's sometimes you find it difficult when you've done almost better than expected and you've done really well. The
Yeah,
phone doesn't always ring off the hook, but are you thinking about other options, or is your mindset and your team's mindset just that rematch, Brad Pauls?
we're not just set on that rematch. I believe that Errol's been He's been speaking a lot with Nissa Sauerland, and we're looking to get out at the end of October. This is this is the latest I've heard. I hope I don't get in trouble for any of this because I, I don't think Errol. It don't matter anyway. It's going to come out when it comes out. So it's but yeah, that's where we're aiming for now, the end of October. So it's that's what I'm going to train towards. And if we get that, I'll fight in December again. I don't care as long as I get the rematch, even if it's the start of next year.
Do you think is there a part of you that thinks that potentially, as much as they've said that it needs to be for a title, it needs to be this? Do you think it's a little bit of an excuse thing? Do you think they're not in the immediate rush to get back in with you, particularly if they are going title over a 12 round distance when you did obviously come on so strong in the second
Yeah.
half of the fight?
Now, what you've just said there, Paul's bang on because that's exactly what I thought. How I'm seeing it now, I've had 20 fights. He's had 16. I am a lot more experienced than him in the sense of who I've fought, the fights I've been involved in, the level of opposition. I am a level above him, a couple of levels above him. The best person he's ever fought is me. So for him, I hurt him multiple times. I've been doing this long enough. When you hurt someone and when you catch someone with a shot and it takes the breath away, or their legs stiffen a little bit. It happened multiple times in the fight. Him for this big puncher, that never happened. He got my respect in the fight. Most definitely got my respect in the fight, but I still believe I'm the better fighter, and I should have been, the winner of that fight. So I do believe that they are going to look to get another couple of fights under their belt before they're interested in that rematch. Yeah.
I've got to say to you, it's great obviously hearing sort of the passion and drive from yourself. I know obviously you had a bit of a time out of the ring. As much as you must be frustrated at the result and what's happened and what feels probably like a little bit of inactivity now, are you just enjoying being back amongst the mix? Because you've certainly put your name back up at that potential title level. And do you feel like you've got that real kind of fire going at the moment?
I do. I'll be honest. When the rematch got cancelled, I lost it knocked me down a little bit. I'll be honest, but we stayed in the gym. I got a good team around me. We stayed in the gym. I haven't been living camp life, as to say, but you can't always be in camp because you'll peak too early or you'll peak at the wrong time. But for me, I've been staying in the gym. I've been keeping up my circuits, my runs. I've just been active. I am enjoying my boxing again. I'm enjoying. I thrive off big fights. I do. I genuinely thrive off big fights. So, can you still hear me now? Because
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I want. That's all I'm interested in is big fights, and I truly believe that with my team around me and Errol BCB, I think that's all that can happen really.
Well, Ryan, I hope you get the rematch whenever it happens, where it happens. I'm sure it's one that the team will be pushing for. And if not
Yeah,
that, then another big fight somewhere down the line. And hopefully, Brad Pauls and his guys will see this, and hopefully, it might help speed things up a little bit.
perfect. And like I say, there's no disrespect to Brad, Terry, none of them. It's not, it's strictly business. We just want them to do the right thing, and let's make this fight happen because it's going to sell, a good few tickets because people want to see this fight again. People enjoyed it watching it from home on a TV. People who was in the venue loved the fights. So, it makes sense to do it again. It makes sense for everyone.
100%. Let's hope that happens. Ryan, thanks so much for coming on tonight, and good luck with training. Keep yourself in shape, keep fit, and hopefully we'll
Yeah.
see you out very soon.
Cheers, Paul. Thanks for
Cheers,
having me on,
Ryan.
mate.